Hello guys, welcome back to another beautiful video. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Ogechi and this is Ogechi Reaction. Today's video is from Mediocre. You guys don't mind me. I mean, it is Candace we are going to be talking about today. Oh, she's going to be speaking, right? And you guys know I'm obsessed with Candace, so just pardon me. Today's video is from Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. It's titled Candace Owens, Schools, Work, College Students. This is what Candace lives for, okay? Videos like this is, things like this is what Candace lives for. And I always love her line of thoughts. She's a very intelligent woman. Anyway, if you're stopping by for the first time, do want to click on the red subscribe button, like this video, and share, and drop a nice comment on what you think about this video. So it's important that you watch till the end. I'll be dropping my thoughts during the course of this video and after this video, so that you can know what I think about this video. I would love to see what she says or how she schools these students. Some student needs to be schooled, so let's get into it.
Let her talk. For me, as women, I feel like a lot of people look at me and think I'm superficial. They think I'm vapid. They don't necessarily see that I could be intelligent, that I could speak for myself.
I'm actually talking about the real world consequences of the dangerous ideology telling women that they have to take their clothes off, that they should be on TikTok. I'm talking about real world consequences. I'm talking about literally the fact that women are no longer, like, they're by and large all climbing the corporate ladder, and that children are being ceded over to the state. So I was giving you an anecdotal example of what happened in my feminist class, but the repercussions of that are seen everywhere.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. So I noticed you had a lot of thoughts on feminism. I'm a feminist, but
Really fine.
I was just wondering, how do you differentiate between the extremism that exists in feminism as it does across?
We should all be feminists. What do you guys think? I think we should all be feminists.
Multiple different ideologies, but how do you differentiate between the extremism and how, feminists like me think? I don't hate men.
It's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. It's a great question. So what you have to realize about the left when you talk about extremism is they hack words that once had real meaning, and they take them for their own nefarious goals, right? So they'll say racism, and you'll go, oh my God, no, really, racism used to exist, but now it means organizing your pantry. That's obviously not racism. That's completely ridiculous. You see something like feminism, and once upon a time, women were fighting for the right to vote. Well, now we have that. We have equal footing. And now they're using those terms. They're hiding behind the shield of feminism, and they're doing actually horrible things in society. And I blame feminists for almost every ill that we have right now, because they've encouraged people not to act as a woman, and they bash men all the time. And I think that they have contributed the most to the breakdown of family in terms of an ideology. Now, for you,
let her work.
No, I'm getting there. Okay. Now, for you, you're like, okay, but I actually am somebody that just believes in equality, that there should be equality between the sexes, right?
I think it's more culturally and socially, not necessarily in the realm of legality.
Sure. So I'm going to ask you, what is it socially? So you could call yourself something, right? That means that there's some fight that you have.
Yep.
What is it socially that you and I have as women that we don't have that men do? Why is there a need for you to be a feminist?
Great question. I love this question, because if you call yourself a feminist, or if you call yourself anything, then what are your goals? What are you trying to change? Now, what's hilarious is I believe that most modern day feminists are feminists simply because it sort of matches the word feminine. So why would you not want to be a feminist if you're a woman? Meanwhile, modern day feminists are anti-woman, anti-feminine, and anti-female. But let's listen to her response.
Women, we are undervalued when it comes to our intelligence. I think people, especially for me, as a woman who, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Oh,
Go
God.
ahead. Let her talk.
For me, as a woman, I feel like a lot of people look at me and think I'm superficial. They think I'm vapid. They don't necessarily see that I could be intelligent, that I could speak for myself. They tend to automatically...
Guys, don't be rude. Go ahead.
I'll try not to be
tend to get belittled a lot, and that comes from men, not necessarily women, right?
Did you guys notice there how the strong, independent woman began to lash out at a man in the audience that she thought was disrespecting the honor of women? Ma'am, maybe that's why your personal intelligence isn't valued. It's not a woman's issue. It's your own issue. Speak through your talking points instead of turning into the crowd, searching for someone to be angry at.
You're saying in your personal personal capacity, men are belittling you, right? But when you talk about affecting actually a social change, this might be your personal experience, but does that mean that all women are going through this, or that all women are experiencing this belittlement by men?
And see, I understand that, but I think also when I listen to you speak, and you speak on why you don't like feminism, I hear a lot of anecdotal work, and I hear a lot of personal experience, like your experience in that one class that you had, whereas I've had 5-6 classes in my gender studies courses, and I've never experienced anything
that's totally
like that.
Fine. That's totally fine.
Gender studies course, huh? That should be the end of this conversation. But I sort of understand your point in regards to this anecdotal experiences. However, Candace Owens doesn't do that. I've seen her take ideas that enough people have experienced within society today, then has a conversation about them. But do understand that enough anecdotal experiences can lead to a data set. Statistics can be run off of that data set to paint a picture regarding what we observed. This is a lot different than what your feelings-based gender studies courses have ever taught you.
You know what I mean?
They're
so
just
I just don't feel like it's fair to take personal
it's totally fine. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm actually talking about the real world consequences of a dangerous ideology telling women that they have to take their clothes off, that they should be on TikTok. I'm talking about...
I think I understand where this lady is actually coming from. Probably she's talking from a personal point of view. Yeah, just like the guy said, she shouldn't have been looking at the audience for who to, you know, support her and all of those things. So I think she's talking from a personal point of view. A lot of modern women do not actually know what feminism is, which I think is very poor, right? And a lot of women want to be feminist because of the feminine. So maybe they think, okay, because there's a feminine word in it, so they don't know why they should be feminists or why they are feminists. But I think she is talking from her own personal point of view. Let's hear what Candace has to say.
World consequences.
Observable.
I'm talking about literally the fact that women are no longer, like, they're by and large all climbing the corporate ladder, and that children are being ceded over to the state. So I was giving you an anecdotal example of what happened in my feminist class, but the repercussions of that are seen everywhere. What I am saying is that what I'm offering to you is not to feel like you have to give yourself an ism, right? Don't feel like you have to put yourself in a box. Don't feel like you have to put yourself into some weird social constructs. I think that what you'll find with time is that it constrains you unnecessarily. I don't have a problem with the fact if you want to identify as a feminist and you think that there is some fight that needs to be ended. I don't personally think that that's... Is
conservatism not a box any more than feminism is?
Well, saying that I have conservative principles, feminism is not being a conservative or being a liberal, right? You're talking about an ideology, right? A system you think
I would assume conservatism is also an ideology as well, is it not?
Sure. Conservatism is an ideology. These are the things that we believe. You could say that everything is an ideology. What I'm saying to you is that I would not necessarily paint yourself into a corner. You don't seem to me like you have any issues speaking up. You don't seem to me like you feel like you're constrained in any way. You're standing up here today. I would offer to you that there's never been a more remarkable time to be a woman in this society. By every statistic, we are doing better than men. That's a fact, right? Men have a higher, we are graduating at a higher rate than men. Men have higher suicide rates. That's why I said to you, despite how you're feeling, what are the real world implications that suggest to you that you are somehow beneath men? You might have a personal experience where a man...
we can talk about sexual assault everywhere in the military.
Before she gets into the essay stuff, I love that the way that Candace is addressing this, because instead of trying to break down, well, what's a balanced feminist versus an extremist feminist, what Candace has attempted to do is ask her the appropriate questions for the young lady to understand, why am I adorning this feminist cape? She attempted to move the goalpost by beginning to argue about what is an ideology. The difference is that Candace Owens can give you reason after reason as why she prescribes to the ideology of conservatism. However, your reasonings for prescribing to the ideology of feminism are weak at best. And that's because Candace has pressure tested her ideas versus real world experiences. You've only pressure tested your ideologies in gender studies courses or against men that you've had bad dating relationships with.
In the home.
So are these the things that you're fighting to end sexual assault?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, great. You don't have to be a feminist to fight to end sexual assault.
You don't have to be,
men and women.
She's good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't believe you.
She's
it's
good.
A great cause.
But it's, of course, a part of the ideology. Men and women go through that.
I just said to him, one of the biggest things that I give to every year is for human sex trafficking. It doesn't require to be a feminist. Now, you seem really committed to it. I've said to you since the very beginning, if you want to be a feminist girl, put it on a t-shirt, wear it, put a hashtag. I'm just telling you, don't unnecessarily put yourself into a corner, and to recognize that it has never been a greater time. I would offer it is a way better time in this society to be a woman.
I'm going to say something controversial, but hear me out. I would way much more rather young young women listen to figures such as Candace Owens in regards to gender dynamics, in regards to modern day dating and relationships, or even marriage, than as opposed to a Cardi B, a Lotto, a Nicki Minaj, and a Megan Thee Stallion. It's even crazy for me to even think that that is a controversial statement at all. But see, this gets shut down at campuses. Meanwhile, these same college campuses are portrayed as being out of touch if they don't offer gender studies courses. Really? Gender studies? It's crazy to me to look at the current cost of tuition and see that students are legitimately spending money on crap like that. But that's the state of the world as it exists today. Shout out again to Candace Owens. I love going over content like this. I think it's really fun to watch her school not only these modern day thats, but also these modern day feminists. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, let me know your comments down below. Let's have a conversation about it, all right? And if anything, I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
Okay, so I think videos like this help a lot of people. I love the way Candace was asking her those questions, just to understand her level of understanding of who a feminist is, or why she should be a feminist, you get. And she understood that she wasn't getting it the right way. The girl or the lady wasn't getting it the right way. So I love that Candace is able to school her and make her understand that you don't have to be a feminist to fight injustice, right? You have to be a feminist for the right reasons. Now, modern day feminism is different from what actually feminism is, and I feel like videos like this help a lot of young people understand the basics of feminism, why they should be a feminist and all of those things. What do you guys think about this video? I think I love Candace a lot. I love her point of view about certain conversations like this. I love the way she, you know, she's a very intelligent woman. Like I said earlier, any video about from Candace gives me joy because she's a very intelligent person, and I think a lot of young people should listen to Candace. Yeah, this was very important, very interesting and insightful. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. I'll be dropping do well to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.